In this video, I'm going to show you how to record payments from your customers for invoices that you have sent to the customer prior because all your customers are buying on credit. And I want to give a caveat to this. And the caveat I'm going to give is I'm not going to, in this series of assignments, have you enter in particular invoice numbers for the invoices that you send to your customers. And there are probably or maybe some occasions where your invoice numbers don't match my invoice numbers. So you'll see within the assignments what I'm doing is that I'm given that customers are paying a particular invoice number, and then I'm going to give the date of the invoice, and the date is the date of the invoice that you sent to your customer. And I'm doing that where if you're processing these payments that are in this simulation of transactions for your soda company and they don't match up on invoice number, what you can do is go in and make sure that they match as far as the date of your invoice that they're paying. So in the assignments, you'll see, and probably if you're watching this, you've already seen this customer paid, here's how much, here's what invoice numbers, and here are the dates of the invoices. It's fairly straightforward how you process it. Hit the little plus arrow, the little plus icon up at the top, and then you'll have receive payment underneath the customer heading in this menu. And what you'll do is that if you'll be sitting and saying, all right, Apple Cart has paid. They don't have any outstanding invoices. Let me go to, I know one that probably does, Watuga Furniture Company. It'll bring up all the invoices and the invoice date. Make sure the invoice number or the invoice date match. If you enter the invoices sequentially and don't void any invoices or delete any, you should match up with my numbers, but there's a chance where they're not, and I don't want you to get bogged down on that. Just make sure the invoice date matches the invoice that is being paid. And if you click it, what it'll do is that it will auto-populate, and in the simulated exercises that y'all are going to be doing in class, I'm not throwing in any partial payments. In real life, customers will come in and short pay an invoice and sometimes even overpay an invoice. And this is where you account for it. Just let it auto enter. And then what you'll be able to do is come up here to amount received and match it with the amount that in the exercise is saying the check pays. Other thing you need to do is make sure you put in payment method, that it's a check, and then put the check number in here. And what I'm going to do is come back and pull up a prior payment so you can see how that's entered for a payment that has already been processed. So I'm going to go to receive payment. If you ever have to go back and edit a payment, and in an earlier video, I mentioned how I like to do transactions and then I'll go pull up a balance sheet or an income statement and make sure it flowed correctly. If you go in and find out you made a mistake, you can come back and pull in a prior invoice. And you can notice that in this one I didn't put check, it should have been check. 878 was the invoice number, and then it auto-filled here, and here's how much was being paid. And then when you hit save and new or save and close, what it'll do is automatically post it to your bank account, which is with App State Bank, and it'll automatically reduce your accounts payable for those invoices. I hope that you have enjoyed all these videos I put up. The primary reason that I did it is that when you're in the workforce, you're not normally going to get trained step by step on how to do things. You're going to get a good framework of how to get started, and then the details are going to be your responsibility. Part of why I put these videos up was to give you a resource to go to where instead of me giving a lecture and on the screen showing how to do it, you have a resource to go to figure out how to do it yourself. So I hope you found this useful. I hope this helps you with all the type of activities that are going to be covered in the exercises in QuickBooks. If you have any questions about any of these topics, either send me an email or ask me in class, and I'll be glad to pull up my version of QuickBooks and work through it and show you how to fix it and answer any questions you have. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.